Some of the people wanted to go to Eilat, and so we drove down to Eilat, and we ran into a roadblock. Oh, first we drove down, went through Beersheba, and then there was a cross in the road, and one way went out that way, and one way went down that way, and so we took the one that went out that way, and we ended up on the Egyptian-Israeli border when Israel still controlled all of that Sinai and everything that they gave back to the Egyptians. But we went out there and we encountered a outpost of Druzim. The Druze are an offshoot of Islam, but they're very much different, but they're still considered Muslims. And they're pointing their guns down at us. And so one of my friends goes up and he talks to him and they say, "You want to go to where? And you're going this way? Get out of here." So they told us we had to go back 100 kilometers and then down the road to get to Eilat, which was another 100 kilometers or whatever. And so we're going down the road and everything is fine. And my friend has an Uzi under his seat. And so as we're going down, we encounter a roadblock. And there are 4 soldiers there, and they've got their guns trained on us. And we don't know if they're Arab ambushers or if they're Israeli ambushers who have come out and done an ambush on the other side. And so what are they doing here? So we stopped. My friend who spoke reasonably good Hebrew spoke to him and found out that one of their guys had been injured, had been shot, and they wanted to get a ride back into Eilat so that they could get an ambulance out to him. And so Yis put his gun back under the seat, and I drove one of their guys who I guess hung on the steer, I don't know. Anyhow, I got him down there. He did what he had to do, and we hung out on the beach at Eilat, and I can't find it now. But there was a picture of me somewhere among all of this crap that is of Yis, who came from Hell's Kitchen. I lost her name. And Jack the Aussie, English speaking, so he was an Anglo, came back, and me, and then Bella also was from Hell's Kitchen. So we went down there anyhow, because we were breaking kibbutz rules, but so what? So we went down there, and we hung around on the beach, and we had a good time, and then we drove back up, and it was not too consequential at the time. I drove through Beersheba. Beersheba at that time was an outpost. It was a camel trading town. It wasn't, like a horse trading town in the east, in the west. This was camel trading and stuff like that, supplies. And then back to the kibbutz and back to work, and I guess I went to an ulpan for a while, and to try and learn rudimentary Hebrew, and was put to work like a slave, like an Arab. Arabs and slaves were the same, and us who didn't know anything, we were the same. We were slaves also. So we had to go and sort out good eggs from bad eggs on the conveyor belt, like in Charlie Chaplin, Metropolis. The conveyor belt is going by and you're trying to grab things out. So I couldn't do that fast, so broke eggs, whatever. Then they threw oranges at us, and we had to pull out the ones that were rotten because they couldn't be shipped. Anyhow, I did this god-awful stuff, and eventually they found a job for me, which was simple, and I didn't have to think too hard, and that was taking the oranges that had been juiced and put in cans. They came up a conveyor belt, and then I had to take them off of that and put them on another conveyor belt. And that's, hey! But that was the ulpan. That was a different kibbutz. That was kibbutz Kisufim, which was near Bethlehem. And anyhow, so all of that was fun. And eventually, I don't know, I left Israel. And my memory is a total blank as to how it came about. I know that at one time I was in some nearby town, and this guy was unloading a truck, a Romanian or somebody. You know, he was not a Sabra. He was obviously one of the inbound from Europe, and didn't want to get his hands dirty. And he saw me because I was wearing the keffiyeh, and he thought that, you know, I'm obviously a kibbutznik, because who else would wear something like that except for a real Arab? And so he said, I'll give you £5, which is Israeli money at the time. I don't know, maybe it was worth $1 or $2, whatever, if you'll unload or load my truck. And he spoke to me in Hebrew, but I got the idea, and I said, yeah, I'd do it. And I told him, I don't even remember the word anymore. I used to remember those Israeli. But anyhow, so I did it. You know, I thought it was a big joke. Heavy labor, and that's what I'm good for. Okay, let's do it. So I loaded up the truck, and he gave me a couple of pounds, and you know, that was it. To me, it was just one more great joke about, you know, being in this land of Jews, and here they're preying on each other just the way, you know, the whole world is. They're no different. It's our country. We're Jewish, but we still do what everybody else does. You know, we have beggars and we have guys, ganefs, who will try and steal some labor from you. Ridiculous. Stop it for 1 second.
Don't go. How many years were you there, Art?
I must have been there for a year. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. This is a pain in the ass because it's broken, but anyhow, the idea is. This is a keffiyeh.
You just pulled your mic off. Hold on a second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that's.
Whoops. Get it back where it was.
Okay, so this is a keffiyeh. This is what Yasser Arafat always wore, and he wore it like a triangle. And so he put it on his head like this, and then he let it hang down, or else he would wrap it. Now, this thing is supposed to go around twice. I'll put the frayed ends in the back, which is where they're supposed to be. Okay, so this is the thing that goes around twice, and then what you do is you can hook it under here to keep it out of your face, or you can hook it around here to keep the sand and the rest of it out of your face. You can do a double hook, you can do a double this, you know, all those great things. This I brought back from Israel in 1959. I still have it. I also have my boots that I wore in the fields, and they're totally, you know, falling apart. Big rubber boots that farmers who work in mush.
What's that?
Oh, this is a